Listen, I saved other people's tweets for you as well as reading your own tweets to you. For our friend Fernando Armandi said, remarkable how Trump and the GOP are now engaged in openly transparent, scorched earth sabotage of our government as Biden is weeks from the presidency, and it's all normalized as politics and not criminal sedition. Yes, let's start with that. Let's start with how we frame what's happening right now, right?
Right. It's just Trump being Trump, and scorched earth is a good way to put it. And last week I was tweeting about if folks who've been doing this Clinton White House left. There was a scandal because apparently some staffers had removed the W key on the keyboards in the White House. There was
we're old enough to say typewriters, but yes, go ahead.
There was a 12-month federal investigation. Yeah. They interviewed hundreds of people. This was a huge scandal. The Clinton staffers were just beneath contempt, and it was treated as a very big deal. Trump now is wrecking the economy, wrecking the foreign policy, spending billions trying to build this ridiculous wall before December 31st. And a lot of the coverage is, well, that's Trump, that's Trump being Trump. Yeah. So Fernando makes a great point. This has all been normalized. We've been talking about the normalization for 4 years. Right, but what he's done post-election, forget about his attack on free and fair elections in America, but resisting the transition and literally trying to gut national security, foreign, and our economy, and so he can hand over this dumpster fire to Biden. We've never seen anything like it. It's gross and it's beyond contempt.
But, Eric, it does go to the point of, how are they going to cover this? We've already heard shadow presidency. Only if you cover it. I mean, if you pick any interview, Eric, but if you listen to this Maria Bartiromo thing, beyond everything else, does it not occur to enough people? This is a crazy person. He is a crazy person. And it just, are we going to continue to cover him like he's a sitting president? And are we going to ask Biden every day, what do you think about this Trump tweet? And it's just, are they going to cover this ridiculous thing this tantrum he's going to continue to throw on Inauguration Day? I mean, are they going to fall for it, right? The media.
We know the answer.
Yeah.
But look, so it's going to be a form of presidency like we've never seen before. The press is going to be attracted to that flame, to the moth. And so what we're seeing now is this fascination with the Trump voters. Well, the reason we're so obsessed with Trump, they say, is because he has these loyal 73 million supporters. And, so they're basically going to treat it like the Tea Party. Like the first thing they did when Barack Obama was inaugurated, 4 weeks in, they were Tea Party, Tea Party, Tea Party. These people hate the new Democratic president. So that's exactly what they're going to do. So, but this is even better for the press. It's not just the Tea Party, it's Trump. And, and they're convinced he's hugely popular and things like that. So, yes, I'm afraid the press is going to, badger Biden every day to respond to a press treat. We're going to see these White House press briefings, question after question, responding to Trump. And they're not going to be asking the White House to respond to anything serious or concrete or factual. They're going to ask them to wallow in Trump fantasy.
Yeah. Can I tell you why Kamala Harris was pitch perfect? Her response, did you see that?
Yeah.
To them asking her, what do you think Trump says he's going to run in 2024? And are you and Joe Biden? She just let out that great Kamala laugh.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that had to kill him more than anything. Not just being laughed at, but by a woman and by a black person. Like, she just threw her head back and laughed. And that's exactly should be the response. Like, basically, they're asking her before they're even inaugurated, are you nervous about a 2024? How are you and Joe Biden going to handle running? It's like, it's seriously, what there is no better response than just throw your head back and laugh at this ridiculous baby that's, likely to be in prison by then, please. But, and you wrote, Eric, as usual, you said, I guarantee we're never going to see this headline in the New York Times, Washington Post. Why did 80 million people vote for Joe Biden? I mean, where are the interviews about us, right?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of news organizations have noted. CNN did a piece, CBS News did a piece. Biden got 80 million votes. Put that in context. Bill Clinton was reelected in 1996 with 34 million fewer votes than Joe Biden got. These numbers are off the charts. It's amazing. Trump is amazed by the 80 million. He doesn't think Biden could possibly. He's blown away by this 80 million number. The press doesn't seem that interested. because the press is focused on the Trump voters.
Yeah.
We've never seen a press fascinated by people who supported the losing candidate. Trump, Biden has this amazing coalition, and they don't really seem to care.
Eric, are those your kids' toys? I'm not sure what's going off. Is it a toy fire truck? What's happening over there?
I'm all good. I'm good.
Here's another one for you. Brian Kloss tweeted, what is with these headlines that say Trump says he will leave office if he loses the Electoral College? It doesn't matter what he says. It's irresponsible to frame it as some choice he's made that we should all pay attention to. It's not. I mean, like I say, that all of this media is basically around his fifis and how's he doing today and how's he going to handle this and is he going to leave? And why are we giving this oxygen, Eric?
Oh, we know why. Look, I mean, he's been good for business. He hasn't tripled cable news ratings the way some people think, but he's been good for business. He's been good for clicks. There's already this feeling of watching the Biden team be introduced and return to normalcy. And I guarantee you, for everyone in the news business, there's a fear of what that means. But yeah, I mean, so Trump hadn't talked to any reporters for 2 or 3 weeks. He finally did last week, and the headline was, "I might leave office. I might follow the law. I might follow the Constitution." And that was exactly the right point to make about the press. Trump says he'll leave office. Who cares?
Well, I mean,
he doesn't have a choice. That's like saying Trump says he'll drive 55. Who cares?
Right.
Everyone has to drive 55.
And covering the tweet of him saying Joe Biden must prove that the 80 million people they were cast legally. I'm checking my pocket constitution. No, that should be reported as Trump says something completely ridiculous and unconstitutional. Not, I see. Now it's incumbent on Joe Biden in an election that's already been certified. Okay. Anyway. All right. So, yes. And you, by the way, you tweeted, I don't know whose headline this was, but families have been torn apart by politics. What happens to them now? And you said too much both sides here. Fact, families are being torn apart because GOP members don't live in reality, i.e. the pandemic isn't real and Trump won by 10 million votes. Thank you. Like, it's not, here we go again, politics, everybody's torn apart. It's that, again, one set has a completely set of alternative facts, right? This
is going to be the number one challenge for the press for the next 4 years. How are they going, and I wrote about it this morning on a press run, because Jake Tapper last week did an interview with Vanity Fair. He says, I feel sympathy for these Trump voters. They've been misled, and I feel badly. The number one challenge for the next 4 years is how the press is going to deal with this conservative movement, and are they going to call it out for what it is, which is basically creeping fascism.
Yeah.
Right. They don't. They won't agree on any facts. They think Trump won. They think the pandemic is a hoax. This is dangerous stuff. Now, that tweet was related to a pretty good New York Times piece over the weekend, talking about how families have just been absolutely ripped apart. There's absolutely brainwashing going on. But the larger frame and the premise was, gridlock. Oh, we're so polarized. Oh, families can't talk about politics at Thanksgiving. We are so far beyond that.
Yeah.
We are so far beyond that. And the quotes they have in the piece, millions of votes were thrown away for Trump. Biden will never be our president. We have the conservative movement and the Republican Party has broken any relationship with the truth, with facts. It is impossible to have a conversation in this country. And the press is still kind of treating them as just slightly misunderstood. And they're not.
COVID relief, Eric, there's another example, right? The sides, can Joe Biden reach out? No, Mitch McConnell is the reason we can't get anything done. Not both sides, not even Republican Party. Mitch McConnell is the reason we don't have COVID relief, is the reason that he will do exactly the same thing as he did with Obama, which Obama just said recently. Mm-hmm. He will do the exact same thing. He will try to stop everything Biden, which is why, Georgia is so incredibly critical. But yeah, even on COVID, as you said, like Kristi Noem of South Dakota said, I don't think people should be alarmed. We're where we were expected to be. And you said 1 out of every 1,000 people in South Dakota has died of COVID. I mean, Rick DeSantis in Florida just said, no mask mandate, going to stop. Oh. It's insane that people are literally living and dying with two sets of facts, right?
Right. Right. No, the Florida thing is amazing. And DeSantis signaled this a long time ago, when he ordered the opening up. He said, even if it gets bad, no local community is allowed to pass any laws in terms of indoor dining, in terms of face masks.
Yeah.
If there's a hot spot, you cannot address it. We are going full steam ahead towards herd immunity. That South Dakota governor, she was releasing videos making fun. She had an ad campaign this summer. She took her COVID money, made an ad campaign to target people in Minnesota
to have more Sturgis, Sturgis bike rallies, which caused the whole.
Let alone the super spreader of the century, the motorcycle rally. But she ran ads on Minnesota TV saying, "Come to South Dakota. We don't have, we're strong. We don't need the government."
Oh my God! Have you seen these cruise line ads? Go, be free, break free. It's a break free ad, literally, I just like, oh my God. Okay,
right, because
if you think freedom is going in a floating petri dish right now, I mean, it just. I mean, meanwhile, we're on lockdown here in LA, or as I call it, my normal social life. But nothing changes for me. But as you said, you tweeted about the NFL. You said total mess, all predictable, right? Shut down for 2 days this week. Yeah. Top team sidelines. The San Francisco 49ers basically homeless, right? As Denver Broncos had to play without a quarterback. And you're like,
all four of the Denver Broncos quarterbacks had COVID, so they had to get someone else to quarterback for them or something.
But freedom, Eric, am I right?
Freedom, right?
Yeah, break free. I just can't. I can't. I literally can't, Eric. I stopped being able to even. But I thank you for your. Okay, you bring me back. You calm me and center me. You center me. You are my Monday, like my rock.
Aww.
Okay.